Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Today, finally back working on this thing. Hey, you pipe down over there. So finally back working on this thing, and so maybe a week or so ago, or maybe more, I more or less just got everything like mocked up, just tried it out, making sure everything's gonna work. I got some cable. I ordered some new cable because I didn't have any real heavy wire, and I thought this was a solid wire, but it's not. So anyway, they're both just tied together to run the air compressors. But nonetheless, it's a mess right now. I just tied everything together. I didn't have enough stuff to close up all the ports, so I got all random bunch of crap on here. But nonetheless, we're gonna try to get things rolling on this. We're gonna drop the tank today. I already got the air dog mocked up that we're gonna install on this truck too, because like I mentioned before, I believe that either this pump ain't working right or this filter's clogged or something, because when the truck is, like, if you rev it in neutral, like it's idle down, so something's not right. And also like below quarter tank, the truck has like no power whatsoever. So definitely a fueling issue. It might be something bigger than just this, you know. Could be injectors or the fuel pump, I don't know yet. But that being said, here's the air dog here on the inside of the frame. Kind of see that. But I put it on the inside. There's nothing in the way here. It'll be a little better protected as well, but that way, you know, I'm gonna put a sump on here, so I can take the sump right here, just run it, you know, on the bottom of this, or try to figure out something on the frame, run it right to that, and then straight up the side of the frame to the fuel filter delete block we got for the underhood fuel filter. So we got a lot of work to do, but I'm working on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ethan here, he's working on figuring out. So the one thing I didn't incorporate, this is a dump valve I got on Amazon, but I got the leveling valve in. We're working on putting this somewhere, probably around here somewhere, and getting that together. Once we get that, we're gonna pull the axle back out. Also, I may or may not have bought another engine. More on that later. But no, but we're gonna try to get this thing definitely not all done today, but try to get it more done than what it is, obviously. But we're gonna get the axle pulled back out once we get things situated where they need to go, and start cleaning up. Like I mentioned before, we're gonna hack these brackets off. This one here as well. This ain't doing nothing. And then just basically clean everything up, and then start putting it back together. And I've already run some wiring. I got a bunch of wires here that will run miscellaneous valves, actuators, solenoid valves to dump the air, to just a bunch of stuff we'll be able to hook into the dump valve there. So I've already run some wiring. We got a lot of work to do, but I do need to get this truck completed, get it done, get it back on the road. So like that there, that's the factory fuel filter that we're going to be deleting. Got a fleece delete block to go right where that is. So like I said, we definitely got a lot of work to accomplish, but we're trying to get as much done as we can today, and see what happens from there. So Okay, so fuel tank's out, axle's out, everything's stripped down basically. I've been looking over I've never installed an air dog before, so I was looking over the instructions real quick, and I don't know, since we're running the fuel filter delete up here, I don't know, because I think I got to keep the same return that goes back there plus the air dog return. But anyway, next step is take this off up in here and stuff. But before we do that, I'm going to probably go to town and grab a few things I need. I'm not going to worry about anything too special on this because, you know, we're just cleaning up from here back, so I'm not even going to worry about trying to make it super nice or nothing. Just get some rattle cans and some undercoating, that kind of thing. Just get it cleaned up. Still got to take this stuff off. But anyway, we're making progress. There's going to be a lot of cleaning now, a lot of grinding and stuff, getting everything prepped and ready to paint. So there's really not a lot to say at the moment, but when there is, I'll be sure to let you guys know. So I know it doesn't look good. I ran out of flat black, or no, I ran out of gloss black, and I sent Ethan to go get some flat black because it looks a lot better. But he just went to the store to grab all that stuff. We're gonna finish painting this, and I'm not concerned about this being pretty because it's gonna get a bed put on it. It's gonna get covered up anyway, so you know I'm not worrying about that aspect of it. But just want to get everything covered and coated just so it doesn't rust. In the event that I, want to do something better, more or less clean it up better, I would sandblast it. Maybe you can just pull, if we get to that point, pull everything off and get the frame, clean it up a little better. And I was gonna go ahead and just take these off, but I didn't really feel like messing with those. They're just, in a weird place to try to cut them off, and I don't know, I just didn't want to mess with them. So they're not hurting anything. You'll just see them there. But gonna finish getting all this painted. Then I'm gonna try to get the fuel knocked out. And so the feed and the return, I'm gonna leave on because the 2 ports, so I don't have to worry about plugging them up. So I'm just gonna leave them both on there because I'm gonna run a sump on the tank. So those two will be on there, and then I'll run a return. So one of these returns here will be for the CP3, I think, coming off the pump. And then the other return, I'll drill a hole on top of the little module over there, and that way put a little bulkhead fitting on top there for the return from the air dog. So that's probably what I'm gonna start working on, is figuring out some of the fuel stuff and getting that done. So that way when this is painted, you know, ideally we put the tank back in first, so before we put the axle in, it'll be easier. So that's the plan anyway. Not sure how much I'm gonna get done tonight, but in the event we get a lot accomplished, you'll see. This might be split up in a couple parts, I don't know yet. But anyhow, gonna get back at it and start working on the fuel stuff. So I just pulled this out of the tank, and in the tank, I mean, it's definitely dirty. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but holy cow, like the amount of gunk built up in there is kind of ridiculous. Like I had no idea that it was because I don't know if this wasn't sealed properly, if the O-ring wasn't on good, or somebody didn't clean it good enough, put it back in. But I know that the in-tank pump was changed not long ago from the previous owner. So I don't know what the deal was, but that's definitely not acceptable whatsoever. But anyhow, I'll take it apart better, and then you guys can see a little better as well. So let me do that real quick. All right, this is actually kind of ridiculous because look at that. There's leaves down in there. Like, looks like a slug. I don't know what that is. Anyway, there's all kinds of garbage in there. But like I said, since we're running a sump, I just cut this thing out of the way. Got rid of that. Mentioned before, I'm just gonna just plug both of them back in. That way they're both plugged. I'm not gonna worry about doing any kind of special thing there. And then over here, I'm gonna hog out this here material. There's a bulkhead that you can put in here for the return on the pump. So that's where that's gonna go. But other than that, I mean, not a lot to it. Also, I'll drill a couple holes in the bottom here. That way this doesn't just hold up gunk in it and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this should fix a lot of our problems, obviously. This definitely tells me why the thing wasn't getting, you know, below quarter tank, where fuel wasn't able to get in here, where it's just sucking through this screen. I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. That's why we weren't able to get any fuel. So, and I know this was done by a dealer, so beware, because this is just that. I mean, that's crazy how because I mean, this wouldn't get by that seal or nothing. A leaf wouldn't get by there, so it had to have fallen in at some point in time when somebody was doing that. So anyhow, let's get this thing cleaned up. We still gotta have to drain all the fuel out of there. I'm gonna try to siphon out most of it before I pop a hole in the bottom and drain it out that way. But anyway, that's the plan right now. So we'll take this over to the parts washer and get this cleaned up first. Alright, boys and girls, it's getting a little late, but we finally got the tank back together. Got the sump in. The air dog is obviously that direction, so I got it angled out to run along the tank there a little bit so I can tie it to the frame, so the hose will just come out there. It's maybe a little more angle than I want, but anyhow, go out there, run along the tank to the air dog that sits up there on the truck over there. But anyhow, top's on this fitting here, and I think we'll be good with this coming up over there like that. But nonetheless, yeah, so this here little quick connect fitting will go on this here, and then this will go, I probably should have ran it that way. But that's no big deal, because all you gotta do is that right there. So anyway, we're gonna get this slid under back under there. We're gonna get this slid back under there, pick back up, and go from there. It's getting a little late, so probably won't do much more tonight, but we'll definitely pick back up with this again tomorrow. So anyhow, let's just get this thing under there first. Alright everyone, so a little bit of a mess, but bags are in, got air in them. None of the compressors are hooked up yet. Still need to run some wiring, this, that, the other. But for the most part, everything's done here. I ran some of the fuel stuff. I got the return from the air dog here set up. The sump line run, just gonna probably screw it up to the frame here out of the way, something like that. You guys, I'm gonna go try to find some better clamps and stuff, but there's the air dog, bottom of it. And then I just got it, just for right now, got it up to here. I'm not sure when I'm able to work on this thing next, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull off like the intake ram there, and that way I can get all that better, easier. But in the meantime, like I said, I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to get back to a lot of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call it quits on this. Call this part one of something, I don't know yet. So that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you on the next one. Hey bud.
We'll see you
on what?
on the next.
Okay.